Good morning, y'all. It is currently 1:57 p.m., December 16th, 2024, and I would like to tell y'all a little story about a couple of dreams that I had this morning. And a little disclaimer before I get into it is that there was a lot more to the dreams than I remember. My dream recall is still really shit. And there's a few dreams that I had last night that are just like very vague, nebulous things in my brain that I don't remember. And I didn't record a video yesterday because I didn't remember anything. So that's why I didn't have an upload yesterday. The first dream that I do remember is being in like a kind of hobby shop type deal, and the only thing that this guy was selling was his DVD collections. He had this glass case, and it was just like DVDs and DVD cases laid out. And he had a couple, it was pretty much just this guy selling his own possessions, is pretty much all it was. And I remember at one point, my friend Aaron was there, and he was trying to buy a game, like, a GameCube controller, how one end plugs into the GameCube. It was that cord, but instead of the other end being attached to the controller, it was a box that you plug into a wall outlet. So it was kind of like a charger cord, but instead of the charging end, it was a GameCube controller end. I remember he was there trying to buy that, and I also remember that my brother was there. And there was another point in that same dream where my dad was there, and we were talking to the guy that runs the store, talking about the stuff that he was selling. And he had these D&D DVDs. It was like the old cartoon of Dungeons and Dragons, but in this dream it was much longer than it actually was. Like, it was several seasons worth of like box sets. And I remember he had the whole collection, but he didn't have there was like certain DVDs that he had already sold separately, and I was like, oh well, I'm not gonna buy it then if it's not the whole thing. And like I said, there was a lot more to that dream, and there was other dreams that I had earlier, but I don't remember. That's the last of what I remember from that dream. And the next dream that I just woke up from was really weird. It was another lucid dream. Like, I was lucid in the sense that I knew it was a dream, but I think it was just another dream about me being lucid. And a little what's the word I'm looking for? Viewer discretion advised. Things get a little weird at the end, get a little sexual, which if you've seen my other lucid dream video, that tends to happen when I'm lucid. So in this dream, this was such a weird, I think my brain, when I go lucid, I have I have the idea in my head that dreams are really weird, like unconsciously. That's a thing that I think about dreams. So when I know that I'm dreaming, sometimes it just cranks the weirdness up to 11. Like, this was one of the weirdest dreams I've ever had. And again, I was trying to control the dream. Like, I was trying to take control and be lucid, but I had even less control than last time I had a lucid dream. I am in my trailer, and you can't see it, but there's like right there's my door, and there's a hallway to go into the living room, and then the kitchen is attached to the living room, and it is super dark. So I'm like walking out this hallway like I just woke up or something, and the power must have been out because I'm trying to flip the light switches to make it light, but the light switches won't work, and it is just super dark. I feel like I can barely walk. It's almost like I'm drunk. I'm just like stumbling around, almost falling over all the time. And I'm just like, bro, what is going on? Because I'm lucid. I know that I'm dreaming, but yet I still am like following the plot of the dream. And there's so much that I wish I could remember, but these are just like the spark notes pretty much. Eventually I go outside, and as I'm walking outside, I can like barely see the railings because it's still so dark outside, but like the railings of my porch. I'm walking down my porch, and I can see on the left side, the railing is like above my head, like I'm super short, but on the right side, it's normal sized. It's like super weird and distorted. And I go out into my front lawn, and it's just so dark I can't see anything. I'm still stumbling around. I can barely walk. And eventually I just like thump to the ground. It's almost like the gravity got turned up and I couldn't stand on my own legs anymore, so I just fall over and I'm laying on my back, and everything's dark, and I'm just like, man, I'm about to wake up, I guess, cuz like everything's dark. And then all of a sudden, it is daytime. And as I'm sitting up and looking at the trailer park around me, it's hard to describe how weird it is. Like, I'm in my front lawn, and there's other trailers around me, but there's no logic to how the trailers are spaced. Some are like right next to each other, and they're all huge. But since I'm looking at the environment around me, I can like compare the trailers to the environment. So it's not so much like I'm small like it was with the railing. The trailers are just way bigger than they should be. They're super tall and like really long, but they're like really narrow at the same time. And they're really weirdly spaced out. Like some are going this way, and then there's another trailer going that way, and then there's like other trailers that are just sideways right in front of me, and they're all like surrounding my trailer. But I don't know. It was super weird. And I'm like, okay, I get up and I'm going back inside. And as I go to reach for the door, there's somebody on the other side of the door that opens it, and it like jump scares me. And it was this guy that I don't recognize. He had short hair, and he didn't have a shirt on. He was this really skinny white dude, and he was wearing sweatpants. And he like scared me, and I'm like, what the heck are you doing here? Who are you? What is going on? And he like backs up, and he's backing up into my kitchen, and I'm walking in, and this whole time in the back of my mind, I feel like there was somewhere that I needed to be. I can't remember where now, but it might have been like a vague plot of the last dream. Like it was almost like I had a mission that I needed to do, somewhere that I needed to go, something that I needed to do, but I can't remember now where or what it was. And that pops into my mind at this point, and I'm asking the dude who he is, what's going on, and he's not really answering me. He might have said something, but I don't remember anything that he said. And then at this point, I'm like, oh, there's another dream character. I tell him to take his pants off, and I start like stroking his dick. And then there's this couch randomly in my kitchen. So he lays back on the couch, and I'm there stroking his dick. and then eventually I put it in my mouth, and then that's when I wake up. So close. I made it right to the end of the dream, and of course, things got sexual the first time I met a dream character. So, there's another strike. I fail. I was not lucid again. I had another dream of being lucid, and I tried to have sex with the first dream character. You gotta start somewhere, I guess. And I guess that's all. That's all that I can remember. So, good night and sweet dreams.